It is really cool out here, and I've got something to show you guys. This is the steering wheel in my E46 BMW. It has electrical tape on it, and at one point this was suede, but now it's just like this. Look at this, you can like scratch it. It's that is solidified hand and skin oils. It's absolutely disgusting, even grosser the more you think about it, and it needs to go away. Here's the thing about Alcantara, also known as micro suede. It's excellent in a racing application where you need to really be able to grip the steering wheel and you don't want your hand slipping. Be the difference between making a corner and clipping the apex and spinning off wildly into the great blue yonder. Thing is, like a lot of racing technology, it's kind of been misappropriated in daily drivers, and it's just not good at it. Suede is not good for something that you're going to touch every day for multiple years at a time, because it gets like this. You basically have to wear gloves if you don't want to mess it up or let it get absolutely freaking disgusting like this is. By the time an E46 reaches 20 years old, the goo that's embedded in the Alcantara has its own BMW part number. It's really, really bad, and it makes my skin crawl every time I drive this car. So today I'm removing my steering wheel and I'm going to do something about it. But first, I've got to go disconnect the battery because we're dealing with this Claymore right here. The good old, nice, perfectly round, pointed straight at my face airbag. And we're going to be removing it, and you don't want that going off in your face. It'll break your glasses and also set off the airbag light. And I think you actually have to, like, replace a control module of some kind and reprogram your DME and take it to a dealership in order to turn the airbag light off again. It's all a big mess, so just unhook the battery. Problem is, that means the rest of this video is going to be very, very, very dark in here, but yeah, it's a price we pay for quality content. It's not quality content, it's content though. I think just a 10mm does the trick here. It is a 10. Ah! There we go. Oh yeah, you can't see anything that's happening in here. Probably shouldn't do this at night, but it's dark by the time I get off of work for my day job, so here we are. So what you got here, there are two holes on either side of the back here, and you're gonna stick a screwdriver in there, and sort of at a downward angle like this, and feel around. There's something that you push. So I'm gonna fight this for a minute, and we'll get back to this when I've got somewhere. Okay, so I'm going to try and show you what you're actually trying to hit here. So these here are the catches that actually hold the airbag in. And you can see these giant metal clothespins here. If my camera would focus, those big metal wires are actually what you're trying to get with a screwdriver. And let's see if I can get a decent angle on this. So the idea with your screwdriver is you get in there, you can see it moving just a little bit when I push. It's actually extremely stiff, and that's what you've got to try and hit. It's pretty difficult, and this Phillips head screwdriver is really not the proper tool for the job. Behold, the most jank lighting setup ever. It took me a minute to figure out how to get these connectors out, so I thought I'd show you. There's this little plate here that you kind of lever a flathead screwdriver or a knife under and gently lift up, and that pops up. And then the rest of the plug wiggles right on out, just like that. And then we just unplug. There we go. Oh, no, didn't get it. There we go.
Turn off your phone. Press and hold the power button, then tap power off. To learn how to turn me off, tap turn off Google Assistant.
I don't need any help turning you off. I do that with my wife enough already. Okay, so just pulling to unplug a couple connections here. Okay, so one of those is pinch and the other one is just pull. That's fairly simple. Now I've just got this big nut here, and for that I have a big nut buster, the Milwaukee M18. Just gonna stick that there. Yep. Yeah, that's a long one. That could not be easier. Looks like the two lines line up. You see there's a notch both on the shaft there, and there is a corresponding notch on the bottom of the steering wheel, so that's good. Just give it a wiggle. Okay, so like I said, there's other reasons other than just aesthetic why I'm doing this. Here is a paper towel with some warm water on it, and we're just gonna give this a bit of a scrub. And I'm generally a fairly clean person, you know. I keep my hands washed, you know, wash them before I get in the car, especially with the way things are right now in the world. I can't deal with that. That is so wrong. I mean, I wonder if I scrub this a bit, if I can get some of the Alcantara texture to come back. Oh no, I didn't. Oh man, that's disgusting. I'm gonna throw this away and burn my trash can. Yeah, that's pretty gross, isn't it? That's not something you want to see every day, huh? Though you can tell some of the textures come back to the Alcantara, but it's all torn up down there, so it's getting replaced no matter what. Yeah. Okay, this is the other part. Leather cover. I didn't want any more garbage Alcantara, so we've got thread, a needle, no earthly idea what this stuff is, and looks like a spudger, the leather itself, in this nice bag. Oh my gosh. It's actually quite a nice material. I think this is genuine leather, so it's like the lowest grade of leather you can get. And you notice the stitching red, blue, and then the thread is another blue. So it's going to be M colors, which is kind of a nice touch on a ZHP, so that'll all look nice. Oh, hey, it does have instructions. Well, those are nice. Okay, steering wheel acquired. Looks like the first step is just laying the leather out here, so I gotta figure out what direction this goes on. I think the answer is like this. Oh my gosh. Come on. Alright, little. Ooh, that's what that's gonna look like. I just remembered right here, I have this weird piece sticking up that I need to like whittle off. That right there. Do I need to unspool this whole thread? Pull the whole thread through like every single... Okay, so on the back where you can't see it, I've tied a double knot just to get it started, and then I'm just gonna cut off the extra. Looks like my dog helper is leaving. That jerk, she never sticks around for anything. Cut off my excess thread here. Oh man, we're already getting, so I've just kind of got the entire spool of freaking thread here, and to make life easier, I'm gonna double up a vast majority of it while I'm doing this. This is enough to do like 2 steering wheels. I'm gonna spend years just pulling this through. So I'm gonna pull through this first side here. This seems excessive. Alright, so the pattern here is just to go every other, so I'm crisscrossing and skipping every other stitch. So now that I've gone to the front, I'm going to go to the back, 1 over from where I started, and spend 8 years pulling this angry tangle of blue thread. I used to sew, I used to know what I was doing. That's not the case anymore. And now 1 over. Oh no, the cat sees the thread. Oh, this is a problem. So I'll let you get a beat on the stitch that I'm doing here. I'm skipping every thread here, and I'm just kind of pulling it as I go. It's a bit like lacing up. It's just like lacing up shoes, but for the entire length of a steering wheel. And then I've got cats that all want to steal my string. Look at this one. Oh yeah, she really wants it. So yeah, I'm gonna spend a few hours watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine and doing this nonsense endlessly, and yeah, can't wait. Okay, so now really the only thing that's left is to pet the dog. Hey there. Yeah. Oh goodness. So now all that's left is to tuck in the leather like I did on this side, and that's just done with this spudger. I know, I'll be done in a minute. And a whole lot of force, so I gotta get a vague idea of where it goes. Gotta get a vague idea of where it goes underneath the plastic, and then it's just a matter of pressing really hard, and it just kind of goes under. There's no real trick to it other than push hard like you think you're gonna break something. Oh, that is looking quite good. Can I tuck it under back here? It looks like it. I don't think the steering wheel's quite built that way. But at any rate, look at that. So another nice thing, since this doesn't, since you're not removing the leather that was underneath here, this is a bit chunkier than it was, and it actually feels quite nice to hold. That's pretty comfortable. And the stitching is relatively even. It doesn't, you know, come farther forward at any point. You can pretty much see the same amount of stitching all the way around, and really from the angles that you're going to see it in the car, it looks pretty legit. I mean, it looks a little bit uglier if you look at it from the back side or at like a shallow angle and you really inspect. If you're really like inspecting the stitching here, you can kind of see there's a little bit of ugliness, but from the front, that is super good looking, and I'm really happy with that. I'm really excited to go get this in the car. Oh, I didn't quite get that piece tucked in quite so good. A lot of these wrinkles will probably go away as this sits in the sun a bit, goes through a few heat cycles. So, hey, it's just going to get better as time goes on. That's always nice. Let's go stick this thing back in the car. Okay, it's the next day, and it's even colder outside, but now that that unpleasantness is done, let's get this back on here. Oh, that slipped right in. Alright, let's see here. See if the if this thing's actually lined up properly. Yes, the two you can see there the two notches line up flawlessly. Just gonna take my BMW issued Claymore and plug it back in. I don't think I can hold the camera at the same time though. Alright, those just push in. That's about as easy as you'd expect. Oh, I gotta plug the actual steering wheel itself in. We've got the little white plug and then the larger black plug. Nice. Okay, now this just goes back in, and it should snap into place. In theory. Ugh. Ugh, wow, that's a tight fit. Oh no, I forgot a very critical part. I didn't bolt the steering wheel back on, so now I've got to try and take the airbag back out, which, if you'll remember, sucks. It's not coming out. Okay, now this goes back in. Hey, let's go hook the battery back up and then I can actually get some light in here. For reals. Alright, well there we have it. I'm really sorry for the lighting in this episode. I guess you'll kind of see in the next episode why, but I don't have any room in the shop right now due to something occupying it, so I had to do this in my garbage garage with its garbage lighting. And yeah, I'm sorry, but hopefully the idea came across here. I'm super happy with this thing. Pretty excited to go drive the car with this later this week, hopefully. This thing's out of gas right now. And the Miata has gas, so I'm driving that for the moment. Thanks for watching.